Earth formed around 4.6 billion years ago, or within its fiery inception, the first organism was born. While just a simple bacteria with even simpler metabolic functions, it stemmed to the millions and millions of organisms that we are still discovering today. The Chinorhyncha are small marine invertebrates that are widespread in mud or sand environments. They are characterized by bodies that can be divided into 13 zonites, or segments. They are yellowish-brown and typically range from 0.13 to 1.04 millimeters. They are often referred to as mud dragons and appear in all depths as part of the Myobenthus. The Chinorhyncha do not have legs or limbs. They instead move by crawling like a worm. For their anterior segments to their telescope segments, they are covered with spines. They can be found in a large number of marine muds or in the interstitial space of marine sands around the world. They could also be found in sandy beaches, algae, or anywhere else associated with other invertebrates such as sponges, hydroids, or ectopores. What's so special about these habitats? Well, they are found in these areas because there's just so much food. They are direct deposit feeders, which means they feed on the benthic diatoms and organic materials that flow through, including bacteria and other unicellular algae in the substrate. By principle, I don't like talking about other people's junk, but the Chinorhyncha's gonads are located around the mid-region of their trunk. The two sexes look very much alike. The male sperm duct includes 2 of 3 spiny structures which provide a firm grip in copulation. The female often pack their eggs into envelopes/pockets of the mud, and sometimes under the organic materials. This is why they get their nicknames mud dragon. The Chinorhyncha might be very small, but their importance to us are rather huge. Not only can they contribute to scientific research, but they are also keystone species of the entire marine food chain, feeding directly off shrimp and snails. The Chinorhyncha are very unique invertebrates, whose anatomy differs very much from the other animals observed. The phylogenetic tree we created helps compare these traits and their evolutionary paths with these other species. To construct our tree, we recorded the following characteristics: symmetry, tissue, cephalization, body cavity, digestion, circulatory system, locomotion, support system, respiration, segmentation, appendages, nervous system, eyes, gills, and the heart.
Chinorhyncha were discovered in 1841 by French naturalist Félix du Jardin. It was geologically discovered later in 1863 on the north coast of Bretagne in France. Chinorhyncha is hypothesized to originate from Priapulida, which are marine worms from the group Scalidophora, according to Martin v. Sourcen.
Since their discovery, scientists have determined that the phylum Chinorhyncha evolved from a common ancestor known as Ecdysozoa that appeared 529 million years ago during the Cambrian period. Since then, Ecdysozoa has evolved into many different phylum, including many modern-day crustaceans and other marine invertebrates. Currently, there are more than 200 known species of mud dragons around the world, and that number is steadily growing, according to a recent study by Sorensen. Chinorhyncha's most closely related phylum, Priapulida, share many characteristics with Chinorhyncha, including similar size, contain an unpaired nerve cord, and lack a heart and circulatory system. As for Chinorhyncha's life history, they do not have larvae and do not migrate other than in search for food. Little is known about the lifespan of Chinorhyncha. Many published phylogenetic trees that explain the evolutionary history of Chinorhyncha differ from the trees generated through our observations because most published trees include the most directly related phylums of invertebrates to Chinorhyncha. The phylums discovered in class are not as closely related to Chinorhyncha at all, and therefore the published trees would need an exponentially bigger and more extensive tree to include the phylum studied in class.